Yo, we back. School of Thought podcast. Had to pay a couple bills.
We back.
As always, I'm your boy King James.
Yep, it's LB.
AK, A to AK.
All right, so now we're gonna discuss. We ain't discussed it last week, but we're gonna get into it because I seen some action from his family. The Jeremy Brown situation. Uh, my take is this, dude.
Man, maybe everybody don't know the story though.
Oh yeah, let me see. So apparently, dude goes in. They had a little chicken joint, whatever, up in Chicago. Some type of conversation ensued between him and the woman. He hits the woman, and then hit her again. She's in the corner. He commits to beating on her. 14-year-old son pops him and kill him. Then the family come out wearing T-shirts and shit that say "Knockout King" and all this. Then they making YouTube videos talking about he the Knockout King and whoever don't like it, deal with it and all this and that. And it's like, dude, like from the way his family acting, I understand why he was doing the things that he's doing.
Right.
But if you put your hands on my mama as a grown man, I might take you up top. Like, that's just crazy. But for his family to be still running around calling him Knockout King and all, that's just that just it make me understand more of why he did what he did. But it make me side with the 14-year-old more of why he did what he did.
Exactly. Because he the aggressor. At the end of the day, you on video and you threatening this woman. And then you go to put your hand on her, knowing that you're already way more powerful than her anyways.
Right.
And then another thing that people kept saying was the mom was yelling that on camera. The mom didn't yell that on camera till after they left from out of the restaurant. She never looked back to tell her son shoot him until after they got into the parking lot. And then she, proceeded to tell him, yeah, shoot him.
I mean, what could an argument would have been about for that? I mean, was you at the restaurant and she got the wing these and all the flats with the extra crispy, or she got the Carolina Gold and you wanted the Carolina Gold?
The mild sauce.
What the mild sauce? Okay. What is the issue? It can't be that serious over some food. Me personally, I would have just upped up and went to another restaurant. It's not that serious.
But you know what? It's the bully mentality. Because how he was talking to her, it wouldn't have been the son. I would have, if I was in the restaurant, I would have intervened. Like, dog, is it really that serious? Like, it's a whole grown woman. Like, dog.
And that's the bad part is when you see him threaten her. It was men that was in the line, and instead of a man just walking up and say, bro, this is a female, or bro, don't argue with a female, or anything. Right. They just turned around and ran out the door when he punched her.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, it should have never even get, like me, being a man, I ain't too much gonna sit there and stand. I'm either do two things if I see a man and a woman arguing, especially if he threatened to hit her. Either I'm gonna walk away before anything even pop off. When they first start getting loud, I'm gonna walk away because I don't want to have no dealings. But if I choose to stay, I'm not gonna pull out my phone and record. I'm gonna walk over there and be like, "Hey, bro, come on, bro. She ain't even worth arguing with."
Exactly.
Real men don't argue with no female anyway.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly.
Nowadays, there's a lot of ladies that's bitter, and they got a lot of masculine energy. If you come across a woman that's got a lot of masculine energy, she probably saw to she a single mom, and she probably bitter. Just get on out the situation, because it can never go good.
Yeah,
it's just not gonna go good. They alone for a reason. They too masculine instead of trying to be feminine.
Yeah.
and she got, masculine with the man, and instead of him knowing what the situation is and going about his business, he want to man up with a masculine woman. Nah, bruh. You don't have to put your hands on a woman, man.
Right. So I really would like to see the whole video and see what happened.
From the starting the conversation, right?
Because like I told people I talked to, I said, man,
it's different if you put her hands on you, but you clearly said, if you say something else again, I'm gonna punch you.
Right.
Okay, she said it again. She a masculine woman. She gonna test you. You still don't have to punch her.
And then
punch her again.
And then on another note, you thinking like,
and his family running around talking about he's a knockout artist. You punched her a couple times, didn't knock her out. We don't want to hear that shit, but don't.
It's the last thing we want.
That's some bullshit.
You hit her with the first punch and didn't knock her out.
We heard it, but it was like she was still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, some knockout artists.
But it's like if it wasn't for her son being there, dog, you still going to jail for domestic, for assault. Like
he would have kept beating her because he was already.
because he would have just kept going.
He done punched her like 4-5 times before the son even popped him.
Yeah, he would have just kept going.
But the bad thing is,
I'm with King James. If that was my mama, I would have popped like.
Oh yeah,
I'd empty the clip in that food.
Yeah. Well, first off, you wouldn't even been arguing with my mom. That would have been the first thing.
For sure.
But it's just crazy, man. Like you feel the thing was. People say, well, he warned her that he was gonna hit her. That's cool, but dude, you don't get the right to think you can talk to me any kind of way, and think I ain't got the right to say nothing back to you.
Right.
It don't matter what threat you pose out there. I done been threatened a whole bunch of times. Niggas threatened to shoot me and all this, but if you threaten me, bro, I'ma threaten you back.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is while you threatening me, I'm gonna take action. Cause once you threaten me, ain't no need for me to keep talking to you.
Yeah.
And bickering back with you and all that. Now you done threatened me. We just got to do what we got to do now.
Mm-hmm. And then what it looked like she was probably being in and out because she probably pre-ordered her food for her son to be outside. You know what I mean?
But you know what? When you watch the video, see, this is the thing. That's why I say I want to see the whole video. Because it was people saying she told him to go to the car and get the gun and all that. But when you watch the video and you really, like, I watched it and I watched it regularly. I just watched it.
Right.
So that raises a couple more questions. If that had occurred, you already know they strapped. What the hell you gonna put your
Why
hand?
would you put your hand on the steel?
Right, but this is what I'm about to say. So I watched it because it came up on my feed, so I just watched it. Boom. I'm like, dang. Seen hit her, bam. I'm like, dang. I didn't even notice the son had shot him.
Right.
Then I went back. I watched it like 10 times because now I'm trying to figure out and see all the pieces that was played in this little snippet that went viral.
Right.
So then I hear people say, well, she told the son to go to the car and get the gun. She told the son to shoot him. She did this, did that. But when you watch the video and you start really locking in and zoning in on his action and her action,
right?
He say something else. He say, get your food. She said, I'm getting my food. I'm waiting to get my food. Then he said, shut up talking to me. She said, you keep talking to me.
Right.
He said, say one more thing on my grandmother, I'm going to knock you out. She told her son, she said, go to the car. She didn't say go to the car and get no gun. She didn't say go to the car and get my gun. She didn't say go to the car, come back and shoot this nigga.
Right.
She just said go to the car. But if you looking at the doorway when she said that, you don't see nobody go out that doorway until that dude throw that punch. And all you seen was that man that was standing there and then whoever was in front of him run out the door. You see the dude punch her again. He got her in the corner. You seen punch her again. Punched her again. Then you hear, pow.
So you hear. You
the
never
son
had
was
her
already
say,
in there.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said he had already
Yeah,
been right
he
there.
never even left. He never even went out the store. He was already in the store. That fourth punch, I guess the first punch he was probably like, damn, this dude really hit my mom.
Yeah, it really was done.
Then the second punch, he like, wait a minute, hold on. Then that third punch, now, bro, I got to blast your ass.
Because you know what? Probably in his mind, just like our kids look at us as superheroes, he probably like, man, I seen my mom fight guys or whoop plenty of women, so my mom gonna handle it. When he seen that she ain't had the situation under control, as a son, he protected his mom.
Right.
He was like 50 Cent on Get Rich or Die Trying.
But like I said, like I told people, I said, man, whatever was in that full video, because somebody had the full video, whether it came from somebody that was there and recorded it and didn't post a video,
right,
or whether it was the video from
the restaurant.
Whatever was seen on that full video made the prosecutor come back and say, hey, we ain't pressing no charges, we ain't bringing no charges, y'all free to go.
Yeah. Yep.
So now the sad part is, now the lady want to sue the police for arresting her and her son. But I'm like, man, hold on. See, now you going above and beyond.
Way
and now
too far.
you finna show some ignorance, because they did what they were supposed to do. It was a shooting. Somebody lost their life. They said, this is who did it. They came and arrested y'all. They figured out what was going on after they got all the facts. But we know your son did this.
Right.
We know it. People seen him. Mm-hmm. So we know. So we arrest you, we arrest him. We didn't charge y'all though.
Right.
Well, we just arrested y'all and brought y'all in to question y'all. Then once we got all the evidence that we needed to get from the scene, the evidence proved in y'all favor. So we said, hey, we ain't bringing no charges. Y'all free to go.
Let it go.
So how the hell, why are you trying to start a fire where there's no fire?
Hey, listen.
That's crazy.
Coming from Chicago, they was on the south side. I guess that's how some people act on the south side.
Out the gate, I do believe if it was a different color scheme going on in there, that they initially wouldn't have got arrested. They would have let them go out the gate. But it's a lot of these prosecutors that leave me scratching my head on some of the charges that they be bringing on people of color. Like, if it was this demographic of people, there wouldn't be no charges at all. If it was this graphic of people, there wouldn't be no charges at all. It just sometimes leaves me scratching what these prosecutors and DA be actually on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I get that, but the only reason why I bring up the point of her suing them is because she out the woods, right? Ain't nothing they could really charge her with, because she was the one that was assaulted.
Well, they initially charged her because he had access to her
He got access to the gun. Right.
But they can't prove that she ever told him to get the gun.
But that's besides the point. If you license to carry, and there's a minor that all of a sudden got a hold of your pistol, now you're liable for what happened.
For his actions, right.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They basically letting y'all walk scot-free when they still could have charged your son.
Yeah, they definitely could have.
With the possession of the gun. They could have, not even if they didn't want to do nothing to the mom, they still could come back and get your son. Mm-hmm. So you now bringing this lawsuit could possibly, because I could sit there and go, hey, you know what? Man, we let him go.
Yeah, it's like poking the bear.
Now, okay, well, you know what? If you want to sue me,
let us further and do this.
Go pick up her son.
Go get her son.
And pick him up. And charge him for being a minor with a weapon.
Yeah.
And not only with a weapon, you discharge the weapon in a facility where there was
With a
other
lot of
innocent
people.
bystanders. So now your son go from facing no charges and getting away scot-free to where he can end up with facing 6 to 10 years.
Yeah, because it could go up to manslaughter.
Yeah, so now
they don't have to necessarily charge him with murder.
Yeah, it could
They
be
can charge him
manslaughter.
with manslaughter.
Right.
He still
You'll
could
do
do
juvie
5,
life?
6 years.
Yeah.
So it's like what they say when you get a win, you know, even
Don't
if
be a
it
sore
ain't
loser.
how you
sore winner.
no, what they say when you get a win, even if it ain't the way you wanted to win,
A win is
still
a win.
take the win though.
Yeah.
So it's
Agreed.
like man, take the win, go home, go to sleep, and thank God.
So it gets to the point where now that's why watching the whole video is important, because there must be a reason why he wanted to punch the lady. But if that's your character, where you got people in public want to punch on you, and then you get away where you could have been charged with murder.
Right.
They dropped the charges, and now you want to be on some bullshit. She's got to be an unagreeable person. That's why she's probably a single mother, living out here, with that masculine, angry ass mindset of how she think of life, and the shit she doing don't make no sense.
You know what I could think? You know, logically thinking, the guy was probably in line, or he was waiting for his food, and her food was already up, probably on the call-in or something. So by her stepping to the window, he probably was tripping like, man, how you get your food before me? One of them type of arguments, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, when I watch it, I think he came in and I think he asked for some money. Because it is a part in there where she told him to get a job. And I think that's what really set him off the edge, to where then after that, that's when he starts saying, I'm going to knock you out. You know? Mm-hmm. So when I listen, I'm like, oh, but he don't look like he homeless either, though.
Right.
Yeah, why should that be a trigger? And like, if everybody goes through their ups and downs, like, but for somebody to say get a job, you get triggered like that and want to knock somebody out, that don't make no sense.
Yeah. And then on the other note, if he was such a knockout artist with the positive people behind him, he could have UFC or Kimbo fights in the streets. Yeah. Like if he was that good of a knockout artist.
But it was a
senseless murder.
Yeah.
Chicago food ain't that good for you to lose your life or for you to get punched on.
Right. We just gotta do our race of people, man.
I don't know. Chicago food kind of good. Though.
It is kind of good. You're right.
Chicago.
Maybe a stab or
something. Yeah, Chicago food be slapping, bro. You know that mild sauce and you know the seasoning, the lemon, the
Coke in the bag.
Yeah. They
seasoning, the shake in the bag.
Yeah, the seasoning, that lemon pepper, man. All them different peppers they be having for the fry, man. Chicago shit be slapping though, man. But it ain't worth losing a lot.
Nah. Yeah, man. Hey. But in the end, man, you know, I just say, man, our people, our race of people, we just got to do better in how we treat each other, man. We got to, in our race, we got to value our race like all these other races value theirs.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
You know,
we can't keep saying we got to do better. We got to do better.
Show the action. And there's a lesson in everything. You can learn from the young boy. You can learn from the mom. You can learn from the guy that passed away.
It starts with this mindset that we have in the black community. That shit haven't been working for us up until now. Why you think it's going to keep working? It's not working for us. We need to change the game up. It's not working for us. We got to change the game up.
Yep. And on that note, we'll catch y'all next week. As always, School of Thought Podcast. I'm your boy King James.
Yep, it's LB.
And I'm AK.
See y'all next week.
Peace.